Living on a low income can present numerous challenges that affect various aspects of an individual or family's life. Living on a low income can be challenging, but with intentional planning, it is possible to manage and create a sense of financial security. In this video, we will show you the steps you should be taking to make the most of a low income. But before we dive into the topic, hello and welcome back to our channel, The Wealth Shack. If you're new here, please like and subscribe, and if already subscribed, thank you for your continued support. On this channel, we are helping hardworking people like you get more out of your hard-earned money by showing you how to use your money in the most effective way. With that being said, let's dive into the video. Here are some tips on how to live on a low budget. 1. Create a budget. The first step in managing a low income is to create a budget. Failing to prepare is preparing to fail. I also stress that you should write this budget down to serve, as you are more likely to stick to the budget with it being written down rather than his budget being in your head. Firstly, list your monthly income and all of your expenses, including rent, utilities, food, transportation, and other necessary items. It is important to identify your essential needs and distinguish the difference between a want and a need. Items such as housing, food, transportation, and healthcare, these would be classified as needs. Make sure these expenses are covered first. You may need to make sacrifices in other areas to prioritize these needs once you receive your paycheck. This will give you an idea of how much money you have left over each month and where you can make cuts. Review your spending regularly to make sure you're on track and adjust as needed. After this video, I want you to look at your bank transactions for the past month and categorize line by line which expense was a need and which was a want. Understanding the difference between the two is important because it will help you to prioritize your spending and enable you to make more informed decisions about where to allocate your money. There is nothing wrong with wanting wants, but it is important to have balance, as ultimately it is the wants which hinder financial stability. 2. Stay away from debt. Other than investments in assets which go up in value, such as houses or businesses, it is generally not a good idea to take on debt. When you borrow money, you typically have to pay interest on that debt. This interest accrues over time, increasing the overall cost of your borrowing, meaning you are paying much more for an item than what it is worth. These interest payments reduce the amount of money available for saving and investing, slowing down your wealth-building efforts, and can be a massive burden with someone on a low income. A rule of thumb: if you cannot buy an item with cash, you cannot afford it, and you shouldn't be using a credit card or other forms of debt to buy the item. 3. Don't try to keep up with the Joneses. With the rise in social media, it is easy for you to compare yourselves with other people. Social media can often make us feel like we are not doing well and that we have to look like this or that to look like you're doing well. These societal expectations can lead to overspending, which to a person on a low income may not be a great idea. It is important to try not to keep up with the Joneses and rejecting these societal expectations. This in the long run will save you a lot of money. The internet can give us the impression that everyone else is living an extravagant lifestyle, but it's important to remember that the life we often see online is not always a true reflection of reality. This also relates to social gatherings with your friends. We get it, you always want to hang out with your friends, and you don't want to seem like a bore if you miss out. But it is really important that if you are living on a low income, you find the right balance to saying no to some activities which may fall out of your budget. 4. Try to reduce your bills. The more you can reduce your expenses, the more financial flexibility you have. Ways to reduce your bills could involve downsizing your living arrangements, cutting out unnecessary expenses, or finding ways to save on things like groceries and utilities. This could also mean having conversations with your friendship groups. It is important to surround yourself with like-minded individuals if financial freedom is your goal. Sure, not all your friends will have the same goals and aspirations as you, but it is important that you make them understand your situation and that they support you in your journey. 5. Build an emergency fund. Having an emergency fund can help you avoid going into debt when unexpected expenses arise. It provides a financial safety net for unexpected expenses and emergencies. Imagine you unexpectedly lose your job, and it takes several months to secure a new one. During this time, your emergency fund can cover your essential living expenses, such as rent or mortgage, utilities, and groceries. It prevents you from falling behind on bills or going into debt while you search for a new job. Or, God forbid, you or a family member has a sudden illness or injury that requires medical attention. Without an emergency fund, you might have to rely on credit cards or take out a personal loan to cover medical bills, resulting in high-interest debt. With an emergency fund, you can pay for medical expenses without going into debt, ensuring you receive the necessary care. Having an emergency fund gives you a peace of mind. Try to save a little bit of money each month so that you have a cushion in case of a financial crisis. 6. Try to increase income. Let's face it, there are only so many costs that you can cut. For you to better your situation, you simply must earn more. Luckily, in today's day and age, there are many ways to increase your income. This could be getting a second job or learning a skill online which increases your earning potential, or even starting a business. The opportunities are endless. Find a method which works for you. 7. Still try to plan for the future. I get it. When living on a low income, your instinct is survival mode, as it should be. But if you have some money left over after taking care of your needs and some wants, it would be wise to consider the option of investing. Investing in real estate may be out of your limitations at this stage, but another alternative investment vehicle is stocks. Investing in stocks is a popular investment vehicle amongst beginners starting their financial journey, as you do not need a large amount of money to start. You can put as little as $100 into some mutual funds or individual equities each month. Generally, over time, funds like the S&P 500 go up over time. If investing a designated sum every month is possible, it is well worth the consideration. Continuous payments to yourself over a long period of time can go a long way in your journey to becoming rich, due to the power of compound interest. Living on a low income can be challenging, but with careful planning and smart financial choices, it is possible to make the most of your available resources. By following these tips, you can learn how to live on a low income and still maintain a good quality of life. Remember to stay positive, be creative, and take things one day at a time. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.